Hi folks, a while back someone on Facebook asked how a capo works. Capo, 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 however you pronounce it. And so I thought I'd do a little video just for some basic instruction on it. This is your standard guitar capo. This rubbery cushion part right here goes over the strings, and this part right here goes against the back of the neck. And it's just a spring clamp that goes on like this. It doesn't work too good for a ukulele though. It's kind of big and it doesn't clamp tight enough for the small uke neck. This is a Shub ukulele capo. Now they've got a new model now, I think. This is one of the older models, but the function is still basically the same, I think. And it's a special clamp type device that clamps in place like this. You have a set screw back here so you can adjust the tension for different widths of necks, and one model will do all ukuleles from soprano through baritone. This part right here goes over the strings, and this part right here goes behind the neck, and it goes in place like this. You put it over, put it in place, and you just push the lever down and it clamps in place. To take it off, you pull it back out like that. Okay. Now the way it works, here's your nut. So everybody knows how to do a C chord, right? Right here, ring finger on this part here, okay? So we know that if we move everything up a half step or 1 fret, we bar those strings there, put your little finger here, and that'll give you a C sharp major chord. Probably can't play it that well. I'm not used to playing a C sharp chord. Now, the same thing will happen if we put the capo on that. Now, we can pretend that the capo is our nut and play in C. Use all the chord fingerings as if we were playing in C with our nut here instead of here. And we're really playing in C sharp or D flat. And it just works. That's how it works. You pretend the capo is the nut, you move it up, you clamp it there and play as if you were in C, and you're really in D. Or you can play as if you're in G and you're really in A, because you've gone up a full step, 2 frets. And that's how it works. I use it a lot. I go all the way up here and use it to play an E, because you know what the E chord is like. And I'm not a really great player, and I play with a group of guitarists every week, and occasionally, you know, we all take turns picking songs, and everybody pitches a song for their own voice. So sometimes the song will be pitched in E or E flat, you know, you never can tell. So it's useful for that if you're having a hard time with some of these chords. I also put it on the 3rd fret and play in G. Now, since it's on the 3rd fret, that means it's going to be 3 half steps up from G. So if I'm playing as if I were in G, I'm really in B flat, right? And they're also useful, you know, if you've got a song that you've been practicing in G and somebody else wants to sing it at your jam session or whatever, but they want to do it in A, and you're not sure you can transpose all those chords in your head because you've been practicing it a lot in G, you know, you can just slap your capo on and go up 1 step. You can still play in G, but now you'll be in A. That's how they're used, and that's why they're used. You know, it just eases in transposition and lets you play in keys that are easier for you to finger. That's why some people also call it a cheater. And on a ukulele, it doesn't really work that well on a soprano because there's not much room. I mean, you can use it, but it cuts down on your hand movement a lot, and it makes their ukulele sound kind of strident and shrill also. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just my ukulele. It seems to work okay on my concert. I don't need to get it out, but I've tried it on my concert. It seems to work okay on the concert. I guess the concert's also big enough. But usually I only use it on my tenor, because this is my main instrument, because it's a acoustic electric. I can plug it into an amp. And so it's what I use a lot for the weekly gig that I play in. And so that's how a capo works. Hope that helped.